Hey, welcome to the Create a Life That Is Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Letitia Ringe, and this is the space to be for high vibe people looking to create a beautiful life and business. Let's do this. Welcome back to the podcast, my beautiful friends. I'm Letitia Ringe, your coach, and today we are talking about how to create a conscious romantic relationship. And this is for you no matter where you are in the relationship cycle right now, whether you're in a relationship or not, whether you're dating, whether you're healing from a heartbreak, whether you're taking time to be consciously single, whether you're uncoupling or separating, whether you've just started a new relationship or improving a relationship that you're already in. At any point in these phases of the relationship cycle, we can make a choice to approach our romantic relationship consciously. And I highly encourage everybody to be making this choice because it is the difference between finding yourself in a place where you feel disconnected, chaotic, and unfulfilled into a space and a relationship with both yourself and a partner ultimately that provides you with the meaningful connection, security, and fulfillment that you truly crave. Many of you might right now be thinking, this is all I can expect, this is as good as it gets, this is just how it is, or my chance of having what I want is now over. And all of these thoughts and beliefs are ones that we are fed in our society and that limit what we anticipate as being available within our relationships, including our romantic relationships, which is what we're focusing on right now. But let's be honest, this way of thinking, this resignation to having relationships that just don't hit the mark of what we truly desire is not only taught to us in romantic relationships, it's also taught to us in all other kinds of relationships. Just think about this. We expect to have difficult and challenging relationships with our family. We expect to have relationships with friends that just don't quite give us the level of intimacy or connection that we truly crave. But what if all of that was just one way of looking at the world and what's possible? What if everything that you truly desire, those feelings that you're deeply craving, the reality that you're craving is possible for you? My mission here is to show you all that it is possible. And the way to get there is through approaching your relationships consciously. Right now on the podcast, we're focusing on romantic relationships, but remember, you can apply what you learn here to every other relationship in your life. So in today's episode, after we've had a couple of weeks off the podcast, I'm coming back to answer this question in a really succinct and clear way. How do I create a conscious romantic relationship no matter where I'm at in the relationship cycle right now? So I'll answer that question for you all. And I also want to give everybody a heads up, especially those of you who don't receive my emails. I am actually launching a new brand and business that will be all about relationships. The launch date for that is October 18, 2023. I'm super excited to be sharing this work with you all in a deeper and higher way and to share with you the name of the new brand and also to share with you all of the new opportunities that will be coming as a result of that. So definitely stay tuned here on the podcast. I may not be doing weekly episodes over the next month as there's a lot to do to get this out to you all. However, I'll be showing up as I feel called, and you can expect to be hearing from me regularly again once we launch the new brand on the 18th of October. A really great place to be in the know is on my newsletter. So if you're not signed up to receive my emails, you can do that over on my website at letitiaringe.com. All right, everybody, let's talk about how to create a conscious romantic relationship. So there are 3 things that you need to know in order to create a conscious romantic relationship. And the first is, well, what is a conscious romantic relationship? My definition is it is a relationship that is built and approached from love and awareness. So what we're talking about here is actually masculine and feminine energy. Masculine energy is consciousness or awareness, your mind using the wise part of your mind that is aware of yourself, your behavior, what you're thinking, your ability to be in that meditative state where you're aware of what's happening within you and around you. That is consciousness. That's what allows you to make intentional decisions using that information rather than just being on autopilot and letting our unconscious beliefs, our unconscious thought patterns, our unconscious behaviors run the show instead, where we're simply reacting based on default, based on conditioning, based on habit. And instead, we're taking time to be aware and conscious and then choose intentionally. With that, there is always a choice to come from love, and love is your feminine energy. We have both of these within us all, the ability to be aware and conscious and the ability to come from love rather than fear. So if we want more connection, if we want more intimacy, if we want more love, if we want more fulfillment, if we want more abundance, we will need to come from that energy, that frequency, that perspective. And that is what love encompasses. So in any moment, you have a choice to come from fear or you have a choice to come from love. And love is going to be the more expansive option. It will be also the option that connects you rather than disconnects or separates you whenever you're interacting or relating with another human being. So when we come from love and when we also come from awareness, we are stepping into relating in a conscious way. And that is, in a nutshell, the essence of a conscious relationship. The second point I have for you here on what a conscious relationship actually is to know that you always have a choice. In every interaction, whether it's big or small, at every stage of the relationship cycle, in every moment, in every conversation, in every relationship itself, you have a choice to come from love and to come from your consciousness. This opportunity is available for you always, and it means that you step into conscious creation where you are actually creating a conversation, creating a relationship, creating an experience with another person or even with yourself because you have been willing to make that choice. Now, it doesn't mean that it's easy because of the way our minds work, because of the unconscious programming, thoughts, beliefs, and patterns and behaviors that we are mostly operating from with our unconscious mind. We slip into fear-based thinking, fear-based actions. We slip into fear-based ways of relating with other people. By default, this is really annoying. This is how we create more disconnection, more chaos, more unfulfillment. This is how we create a lack of security within our relationships where we're always wondering, can I really trust this person? Can I really trust this relationship? So we might be in more of that questioning. And this happens at all stages of the relationship cycle. You know, we might make decisions from a conscious place and then question them afterwards. You'll notice that this shows up in all other areas of your life too. So to be in conscious relationship, it's recognizing that you have a choice in any moment to move from that unconscious, fear-based and lack of awareness perspective into a conscious, love-based perspective. And that is what will ultimately get you what you want. It's less about how and what you choose in those moments. It's more about where you're coming from, how you're approaching yourself and the relationship. The third thing to know about a conscious relationship is that there are 3 different perspectives you need to tune into at any moment. There is tuning into yourself. What do you need? What do you desire? What's happening inside you? What are those unconscious thoughts or behaviors that are being triggered right now? And then meeting yourself where you are to shift into conscious ways of thinking and behaving and relating with yourself.
Then there is the other person that you're relating with. So in the context of a romantic relationship, that would be your partner or the person that you're dating or a prospective partner. So not only will you be tuning into yourself, but you'll also be tuning into them. Where are they coming from? Where is their energy at? Where is their thinking at? How are they behaving? What are they needing right now? What would be the highest way of relating with this person right now? So there's meeting yourself and then there's meeting the other person. And many times in relationships, especially those closest to us, we don't tune into the other person and how they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're needing. We're so focused on ourselves that we forget to do that. And the benefit is once you shift your perspective and awareness from yourself to more deeply understand the person in front of you, it actually opens up deeper ways of relating with yourself. So that's the opportunity that is available with every single person in front of you. They really are a mirror to yourself, a way to understand and know yourself better than you do when you're just looking in the mirror at yourself. And then the third perspective is the relationship itself. What does our relationship need? What's the current thermometer status? Where is the energy of that relationship right now? What does it need next? That will likely be different to what you need and what your partner or the other person needs. So these three perspectives are what you want to be tuning into in any given moment, in any given interaction, and with every relationship. And so as you tune into these three perspectives, again, you have a choice to come from love and to come from that wise, conscious part of you that's able to look at what's happening, look at what the current state is, and then choose to show up from a love-based frequency. So that is what a conscious relationship is in a summarized form, and that's how to create one. It really is through this choice you have in how you approach every interaction and expanding your awareness enough, as well as your heart and your love, to tune into those three different perspectives. So it's really important to know that all of this starts with your relationship with yourself. You can't expect to come from a place of love and awareness with your partner or within the relationship if you're not doing this with yourself first. So a conscious relationship always starts with you. And I know it's really annoying to hear this. In fact, in the coaching industry, when I was supporting coaches every day in my business, those who worked on relationships and love, it always came back to teaching their clients really about self-love and about their relationship with themselves. However, when you're out in the world and you're trying to explain to someone, listen, you don't need to focus on the other person. What you need to do is focus on yourself. That would rarely sell. So ultimately, that's the work that these love and relationship coaches were doing, but it's not the way they would speak about it. They would focus on the result of meeting a partner or improving your relationship, etc., etc. But as so many of you who listen to this podcast, because of my background supporting coaches and healers, are actually coaches, healers, and even therapists yourself, we can talk at a different level. What we're doing whenever we're looking at relationships is, first of all, looking at your relationship with yourself. We are securing that relationship with yourself to create a strong foundation where you really are coming from love with yourself, where you're approaching yourself with that awareness, which I love to think of awareness as simply care. It's about being caring and careful with yourself, taking the time to slow down and get that awareness so that you can show yourself care. And so that's what we're ultimately beginning with We're looking at you. We're looking at the stories you're telling yourself. We're looking at the way you feel about yourself. We're looking at the way you behave and show up in the world. And we're bringing a light to all of those unconscious thoughts and patterns, programs and behaviors that are having you show up in your relationships and in that relationship with yourself in a way that is fear-based, in a way that is unconscious, in a way that's not coming from that loving energy that you want to be embodying with yourself. When you do this, it then gives you the personal understanding and experience of what it means to create a conscious relationship with yourself so that you then have the ability to relate in that way with your partner, so that you then have the ability to experience a relationship with another person that is of that same frequency and level of awareness. So when it comes to creating a conscious relationship, the thing to know is we just need to start with you. And that's why the work can be done at any phase of the relationship cycle. And it always starts with this piece first. And then the choice is in every moment to make that intentional decision to shift from unconscious to conscious, to shift from fear into love. So here are 3 questions I want to give you that you can take with you and throughout your day as you're relating with anyone. It could be a partner, it could be a friend, a family member, it could be a peer, it could be a colleague, it doesn't matter. It could even be a stranger. You can practice making this shift from unconscious to conscious. And all we're doing is we're focusing on you. So we're not focusing on how you actually interact with your partner and how they show up or the relationship itself. We're just focusing on the way you relate with yourself when there's another person around. So here are the 3 questions to help you shift from unconscious to conscious. Is this coming from love or fear? Now, you could answer this question through simply noticing a thought that you were thinking or simply noticing a behavior that you're engaging in. And then the second question is, am I bringing my wise, conscious, intentional, and creative mind to this interaction? So this in and of itself is going to bring you into consciousness. Because in order to answer this question, it's going to get you to pause and start to reflect on what's happening in this interaction with another person, what's happening within you. The third question is my behavior coming from a place of love and awareness for all 3? Now, what I mean here is in terms of your relationship with yourself, in terms of your relationship with the other person, and then in terms of the relationship itself. Is my behavior coming from a place of love and awareness for all 3? So am I expanding my awareness enough to consider not only myself, but also the other person there and the relationship itself? Now, remembering, we're not actually asking these questions of the other person yet. You're just expanding your awareness within yourself to notice the new information you have when you expand your awareness to all 3 of these entities. That's going to give you more information, which means the level of consciousness you're able to go to has expanded. So I'll say these 3 questions for you again. Is this coming from love or fear? Am I bringing my wise, conscious, intentional, and creative mind to this interaction? Is my behavior coming from a place of love and awareness for all 3 entities? That is, yourself, the other person, and the relationship. I am super excited for you to notice how what you create just through simply making that choice to move into consciousness becomes something totally different to if you just moved by default. You will experience more connection, more security, and more fulfillment, and watch the magic unfold with how it allows the other person to step up in a higher way of relating to. And if you'd like to go more deeply into this work and create a conscious relationship with yourself first, and then with either a current partner or a future partner, I want to let you all know that coaching spots for my conscious relationship coaching program, which is a one-to-one, completely bespoke, tailored program to meet you exactly where you're at in the relationship cycle and move you towards what you specifically want to create. I'm now enrolling final coaching spots for 2023. So as a listener of the podcast who tunes into these episodes and is doing the work, you are the people that I would love to support. If you'd love to know more about that, head to letitiaringe.com/coaching and then follow the steps to submit your application. I have 8 spots left for the rest of the year. So if you want one of those to be yours, make sure you submit your application and then we'll take it from there. You can do these sessions with your partner or you can do them on your own. You don't need to be in a relationship. You can be single. In fact, some of the best work is done there. Or you can do it as you're starting a new relationship or as you're improving a relationship you're currently in. You might also be deciding whether to stay in a relationship or leave a relationship, or you might be going through a separation right now. At any point in the relationship cycle, we can do this work to create that conscious relationship with yourself first and then bring it into your relationship with your current or a future romantic relationship. Now, I want to let you know one more thing. I'm doing something special. It's only for a limited time. This will be available until the 1st of October 2023. I'm not sure what I'll be doing beyond that, but just until the 1st of October, I want to make sure that all of you who listen to the podcast know about this because I know that you're highly engaged in the work. I am offering some heavily discounted one-to-one coaching sessions. They're one-off sessions. They'll run for an hour. We can talk about any relationship issue, challenge, or goal that you have right now, any topic on love, intimacy, or relationships, and we will use the 1 hour to help you move from unconscious into conscious. This is also a really good way to get an experience of working together with a lower investment before moving into the longer conscious relationship coaching program. So if that's something you want to know more about, email me at letitia@letitiaringe.com, and then in the subject line, just put 1 hour coaching session and I'll send you all of the details. But remember, this is only available until the 1st of October, and the coaching sessions will be held the following week. So make sure you email me about that, or if you know that you just want to dive into the full program, which is a minimum of 3 months, then you can head to letitiaringe.com/coaching. All right, my friends, I'm super excited for everything that you'll be creating through embodying this work and creating a conscious romantic relationship with yourself and ultimately with your current partner or your next one. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Create a Life That Is Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Letitia Ringe, and I appreciate you so much. If you would like support one-to-one as you up-level your life, business, or relationships in a conscious, intentional, and love-focused way, then head to letitiaringe.com/coaching. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.